Do you need my help during this?
If you can just check and see that they all have this, then that will help. Excuse me. All right, just so we don't waste too much time in the beginning, I want to get going right away. So I will ask you your names later as I come around. I work with each of you one at a time, and you can tell me your names then, so we won't have to go around the room and introduce everyone. Okay, but when I said something about corpora and corpus concordancing, I saw maybe one or two of you like have a look in your face like, yes, I know what that is. So maybe it was you. You're pretending. Oh, but I thought you had this. No. Oh. Okay, so I thought someone had it look like, yes. Okay, does anyone know what a corpus is when we were talking about it in linguistics? Okay, so a corpus, it means body in Latin, right? And so in linguistics, it's a body of texts. And texts don't have to just be written text, it can be spoken language, right? Maybe something from TV or even just regular conversations, although it's hard to find. And now that we can use computers and the internet in doing linguistics and applied linguistics and teaching, we can have access to these huge amounts of information of what we would call authentic language use. So what do you think when I use the word authentic? Original? Yeah, okay. Do you think it's maybe like what I would find in the basic primer for first grade English in Ukraine? Like examples that are written for a textbook? Or maybe like what I'm doing right now?
Kind of standard language.
Interesting. Standard. Oh, that's like a whole other topic. So when I use the word authentic, there's maybe a little controversy attached to this word, but typically what we mean is language that people are actually using to communicate, right? Not maybe like some example you would find in your textbook, like the dog chased the ball. Maybe I would say that in real life. But if it's an example I just made up for my textbook or something, that's not really authentic language, right? Because it's not meant for the purpose of communication in real life. Right? So maybe a simple way to explain it is real life language. It could be from a book, from conversation. But so what you'll find in the corpus is usually real life language. Now there are some exceptions. There are some corpora, that's the plural of corpus, that are designed for like language learners, and maybe those would have some different kinds of language. But in this corpus, you'll find what we would call real life or authentic language from the US. So the one I want you to choose, if you're at this website, you'll see maybe there's a couple that you can choose from. And I want you to choose the Corpus of Contemporary American English. It has this abbreviation, Corpus of Contemporary American English.
I think formal, colloquial language. Informal, colloquial.
Not necessarily. No, because academic language should be authentic. Right? As long as it's created for the purpose of communication and not for the purpose of just like giving an example, right? Like kind of older textbooks use that kind of very artificial kind of example. Like Jane and Tom walked in the garden until 6 p.m. You know, something like that. Okay. Yes, so I see that you guys have chosen the Corpus of Contemporary American English. That's very good. Let me just check over here. Yep, and then enter. So if you're on the page where it has enter towards the bottom, then choose enter. All right, so just so we can kind of figure out what this is, if you've gotten to the page where you can search, you'll see on the left-hand side of the page, toward the top, there's a little box where you can search. Does anyone see this?
Yes.
Yes, you see it. Excellent. It's toward the top on the upper left. I want you to pick a word. Maybe it's a word that's a little difficult for you. Maybe it's a term from your field. Maybe it's a word that you've heard, but you're not sure how to use it. Can anyone think of a good word that we can search for? And so what we'll find when we search for this word is a whole list of examples. Has anyone thought of a word?
Yes.
Don't be shy. What is it?
What approach?
Cognitive. Oh, that's a nice big word that we would use in. Yeah, it is quite a big list. So that word is often obviously used a lot. So describe to us what is in your list. What do you see on your screen?
I guess I see different categories in which this word is used. For example, communications, tech engineer, teacher.
So those, yeah. So you see the source, right? And it looks like maybe some magazines or something. And then here you see what kind of source. It says acad. So what do you think that means? Academic, yeah, exactly. So it looks like this word is used an awful lot in academic texts. All your first page of examples are that. And then what I want you to do to see the magic work is click on one of these bold words. I'm sorry, I don't have a screen. But you can click, you can click over here. So under the spot where it says the source, right, the name of the magazine or the name of the journal, you can click there and you will see the example expanded, like a whole paragraph. So let's try to get to that point. Let's try to get everyone in the room to that point. So number one was choose a word. Right? Any word that interests you for whatever reason. Choose a word to search for. And then click on one example. You have to. I'll show you where to click if you don't understand. To see an example in context. And then, if you get to that point with the person next to you, maybe see if you notice anything about this example in context. Is your word used as a noun? Is it used as an adjective or a verb? Is it the subject of the sentence, the object of the sentence? What do you notice about the way this word is used? What words is it used with? So you have to click on this now. All right. No, click on this word. Okay, good. So then if you want to see one of these examples, so you have news. Okay, so this is where, like, what type of example it is, what type of source, and this is the source. So if you click on one of these, you'll see the example, like a bigger context. A lot of academic, biology. Obviously, it would be a lot of academic examples. And so if you click over here on one of these, I don't know why you can't click here, it's just whatever. You will see it in context. So here it's part of a title. Interesting, and that's probably why it's capitalized. So, you need to click on this. Interesting. Yeah? And so here you'll see it used all different ways. A lot of magazines, interesting. And if you click on one of these, it will show it in like a paragraph. And then you can always go back if you want to see the big list again. So you have news, academic. If you click on any one of these, you'll see it in like the big paragraph. Except for, that's popular. If you look at any one of these, you can see it in the whole paragraph. Yep. Great. I'm so happy to see that all the computers are working and this cognitive metaphor. You guys are already at the next level of the two words together. Cognitive. So I take it some of you are taking a class in which the professor talks a lot about metaphors?
No,
No?
it's
It's the theme of your math.